Okay, so we are ready to take care about some shaders. Just some minor stuff here before we start that. So we did not make some instances of those three parts to put them over here. But yeah, that's not a big deal. So select both of, we can select all three of them. And then let's go under here, edit, duplicate special, and then say scale at -1 in Z and set it to instance. So my settings are still here on that settings. Number of copies 1 and say apply. Okay, so we get all the pieces done. So one last piece that I will model later on is that glass that is sitting here on top. Okay, so that's one thing that we have to model later on, but that's easy. And yeah, okay, before we now start creating shaders and stuff like that, I would recommend, I mean, you don't have to do that, but I would recommend, if you take a look at the outliner, we get a bunch of stuff here, lots of stuff, and yeah, it's always a good idea before you start shading or altogether to stay organized to delete the history of all the parts and go in there and give it some special names so that you can if you later on open that scene, you can find your pieces here and stuff like that. So just you don't have to, like I said before, but I would hardly recommend it. So I will pause the video and I will do this in between. And that's gonna take a while, so yeah, you have to take your time to do this. And then I put the pieces that are somehow have to be together in a group or a layer. I will create some different layers here to turn that on and off, and I will also go in here, delete the history and delete some unused nodes and stuff like that. Okay, so I won't record the process of cleaning that up, because it would take, I don't know, that takes maybe 30 minutes or 60 minutes. Depends on how fast you're typing, and that's something that you don't have to see. Yeah. So just for instance, so if you select that ring, just to give you an idea what I mean. So if you select that one object here, it's a good idea to delete the history. And in this case, for that ring, it's also a good idea to freeze the transforms and then delete the history. So, and then with that ring selected, check out where it's located here under your outliner. And then if you click on that here and then hit Control A to go to the attribute editor, then go here to polypipe and call it something like outer ring. Okay, and then hit enter. So with that done, you always have an idea, okay, what is that piece of geometry. Okay, so yeah, like I said, I will pause the video and I will go on in between naming and deleting history and stuff like that, and then I'll be back and we will start creating some shaders. Alright, so I'm back with my organized scene here. So right now you see nothing. So let me show the outliner and the perspective view. So I put everything in a group that's called ROLEX DAYTONA here. And I've got an extra group with all the NURBS surfaces and the curves that we created. So I just, keep those things and put it just on a group here. And then let's take a look at the group here of that watch. So it took me about something like 45 minutes to go in there and delete the history of every part and give it a name. So I've got here some layers on the right side, so I have the reference image on, and then the NURBS, curves and stuff. So here are the knobs on a layer, and then those little rubber boats and stuff on that watch, so that you easily can turn on and off while you're shading or whatever. You can just turn those layers on and off to have a better look at what you're doing here. So those are the wristband connections here, the wristband lock down there, and the bottom rings of that watch, or the circles, cylinders, the main case here on a layer, the upper rings, the main plate here with the holes in there, and then those pointers and the numbers from those 3 little holes here, and the center parts with that ripple piece and those boxes, and finally the wristband. So yeah, with that done, as I mentioned before, you don't have to do that, but yeah, it's always a good idea to at some point when you're done with the modeling process, yeah, I like it to have everything kind of named and stuff like that. And it's also good for your system if you have deleted the history of every part. So all right, with that explained, so let's go in here and let's create some shaders. So first of all, we need a Chrome type shader, and that's on many parts here. On most of the parts we take one simple Chrome shader, and that's easy. So let's go to Hypershade. Okay, with that loaded up here, I'm using the MIA material for the Chrome shader. So under here, under Metal Ray Materials, and yeah, we can take the simple MIA material here, and that's selected. Hit Control A to get to the attribute editor, and then go here to presets, and there should be a preset right up here, Chrome, and replace that. And that works fine for most of the parts of that watch, not for every part, but for most of it. So let's give it a name, and let's call this Chrome shader. And let's give it an extra name, main, the main Chrome shader, or Chrome shader main. Okay. So with that done, so now we have to figure out what parts of that watch have to be should have that Chrome shader. Okay, let me go to the channel box here. I know for a fact that all the knobs that we created here on the side, so if I go here over that layer and go right click and then say select objects, I get all the knobs selected. So I could also go in here under my outliner where I got the group with the knobs, click on that, and now I go in right click, go down here, assign existing material, and I'm assigning the Chrome shader here. Okay, we got one part done, so we can hide those. And now let's take the main case here. So again, I could select it from the viewport, but yeah, select objects. So I got it selected, and then I go in and do the same here, assign existing material Chrome shader. And then I can hide that layer. Alright, so let's select here the lower parts that are Chrome shaders as well, or should have Chrome shader as well. Again, assign that, and then hide that layer. And I know for a fact that every part on that lock, if I select that, select objects, that every part of that lock has the Chrome shader as well. So assign existing material and say Chrome shader, and then I hide it. Okay. All right. So now we have some pieces already shaded here. Let me pause the video, and then we go on and take care about those other pieces here.